Have you ever looked at your dog and thought, wait a second, am I actually raising a tiny furry monarch? Maybe they refuse to eat unless the food is fresh out of the bag. Maybe they bark at you for opening the door 2 seconds too late. Maybe they stare at you like you personally work for them. Here's the part most owners don't expect. A spoiled dog isn't automatically a problem. Sometimes it's genuine evidence of deep trust, emotional bonding, and a learned system of behaviors your dog has quietly mastered over time. Today we're breaking down 9 signs your dog has been spoiled and what each one actually reveals about who's really running the household. Welcome back to Decoding Dogs, the channel dedicated to understanding what's really going on inside your dog's mind and instincts. Let's get into it. Sign 1, they reject food, then wait for something better. You pour a full bowl of regular kibble down, and your dog sniffs it once, glances up at you, and simply walks away, as if silently reviewing the meal and finding it unacceptable. 10 minutes later, they're sitting expectantly by the treat cabinet. This is one of the clearest signs of a spoiled dog, and most owners accidentally train it without ever realizing what's happening. Dogs are remarkably fast at connecting actions to outcomes, and if refusing one meal reliably produces something tastier, your dog learns quickly that they hold real influence over the menu. But there's a deeper layer worth understanding here too. Some dogs aren't simply being picky, they're emotionally attached to consistency and routine, and a sudden, unexplained change in their food can genuinely produce real stress, not just stubbornness. Sign 2, they wake you up like you're personally on call. It's early morning, well before your alarm, and suddenly there's a cold nose pressed directly against your face, or a paw firmly planted on your chest, or a single, deliberate bark aimed straight at you. Your dog wants breakfast, and they want it now. Spoiled dogs often operate under the genuine belief that the household schedule bends around them specifically, and because most owners eventually get up to feed them just to restore quiet, that behavior reinforces itself remarkably fast. What's genuinely striking is how quickly dogs pick up on human habits. Respond once, and they remember. Respond twice, and congratulations, you've officially been trained by your own dog. Sign 3, they refuse to drink water that's been sitting too long. Some dogs act almost personally offended by water that isn't perfectly fresh, walking past a half-full bowl entirely, and instead staring directly at the kitchen sink, waiting for someone to turn it on. This instinct does have real evolutionary roots. In the wild, stagnant water carried genuine risks, so a preference for fresh, moving water made practical survival sense. But plenty of spoiled indoor dogs take that same instinct considerably further, learning that a pointed stare at the faucet reliably gets a human to turn it on, upgrading themselves from ordinary bowl service to a personal running water fountain on demand. Sign 4, your dog owns every comfortable spot in the house. You get up for 5 seconds, and by the time you turn around, your exact spot on the couch is already gone, replaced by a dog who looks entirely unbothered by the audacity of it. Spoiled dogs often expect access to the best available real estate in the house, from warm blankets to soft pillows to your specific side of the bed, and somehow the humans involved almost always surrender the spot without much of a fight. Here's what makes this particular behavior genuinely interesting though. Dogs tend to gravitate toward locations that carry the scent of the person they trust most in the house. So while it can look like pure territorial dominance on the surface, it's often rooted just as much in genuine emotional attachment and a need for security, even if it still means you're the one standing there without a seat. Sign 5, they ignore expensive toys entirely and play with garbage instead. You spend real money on a well-reviewed, durable toy, and your dog completely bypasses it in favor of an empty cardboard box, a crumpled receipt, or a plastic bottle cap skidding across the kitchen floor. Spoiled dogs frequently become overstimulated by having too many toy options available at once, and ironically, plain, simple objects often trigger their underlying hunting and chewing instincts more naturally than an elaborate, purpose-built toy ever could. But the real telltale sign of spoiling here isn't the object itself, it's the expectation that follows. A spoiled dog typically brings the toy directly to you, drops it pointedly at your feet, and then waits, staring, until you personally get involved. Because in their mental hierarchy, you're not simply the owner. You're staff, on call for entertainment duty whenever summoned. Sign 6, They demand constant, uninterrupted attention. Some dogs follow their owner through literally every room in the house without exception. Bathroom, they're right there. Home office, they're lying directly across your keyboard mid-meeting. Spoiled dogs frequently become deeply attached to ongoing interaction and attention, and many learn precisely which specific behaviors reliably interrupt whatever you're doing because they've already discovered those behaviors consistently work. And if genuinely ignored for too long, some dogs will knock something over entirely on purpose, not out of any real malice, but because they've quietly figured out that causing a small amount of chaos is a remarkably effective way to get results. Sign 7. They maintain an unshakable, specific sleeping routine. Does your dog sleep in the exact same spot every single night, on the same blanket, in the same position, at roughly the same time without fail? Spoiled dogs often become genuinely attached to comfort rituals like this, and those routines help provide a real, tangible sense of safety and emotional stability. But the moment that routine gets disrupted, even slightly, the reaction can be dramatic. Some dogs will whine, pace anxiously around the room, or fix you with a pointed, unmistakably annoyed stare until the familiar routine is fully restored. A small creature carrying an outsized amount of attitude about their preferred sleeping arrangement. Sign 8. They expect full-time door service. 1 minute they urgently want to go outside. 30 seconds later, they want back in. Another minute passes, and they want back out again. Spoiled dogs frequently treat doors as though they were specifically invented for their own convenience, and somehow, the humans in the house keep opening them, every single time, without much resistance. Your dog isn't confused about what they want. Your dog is quietly testing exactly how reliably the household staff, meaning you, will respond on command. And finally, sign 9. And this is genuinely the ultimate sign. They control the entire emotional atmosphere of the house, with a single look. You find yourself adjusting your own behavior almost entirely around your dog's mood, without even consciously deciding to. If they're asleep, you instinctively lower your voice and tiptoe past. If they seem anxious or upset about something, you immediately start trying to soothe them. If they stare at you intently while you're eating dinner, you eventually cave and hand over a bite, every single time, despite your own best intentions. At this point, your dog has achieved something close to full emotional influence over the entire household's daily rhythm. And honestly, most dog owners secretly don't mind it at all, because spoiled dogs are, in the overwhelming majority of cases, simply deeply loved dogs. They feel safe enough, secure enough, and comfortable enough in your presence to fully express their real personality, dramatic demands and all, without holding anything back. So if your dog shows several of these behaviors, it's genuinely not a sign that something's gone wrong in your household. It's usually a sign of the opposite. A dog who trusts their environment, trusts the people in it, and has learned, through consistent repetition, exactly which behaviors reliably get results from the humans around them. That's not manipulation in any malicious sense. It's simply an intelligent, socially attentive animal responding to a pattern that's worked for them again and again. If your dog does several of these, drop the number in the comments below, and be honest with yourself. Who actually runs your household? And don't forget to subscribe to Decoding Dogs, because next time, we're breaking down the subtle secret behaviors dogs only show around the person they trust the absolute most.